Claire sat across from me, her wine glass in hand, swirling the deep red liquid, as if she were about to make a toast rather than confess to something vile. She looked me straight in the eye, a faint smirk tugging at her lips, and said it calmly, almost nonchalantly. "I'm tired of sneaking around. I have a devoted lover. He'll be staying over sometimes now. Just thought you should know." She said it like she was telling me about picking up a new brand of laundry detergent. No guilt, no hesitation. Just that smug expression I'd grown to hate. I didn't say a word at first. I lifted my coffee cup, took a slow sip, and gave her a faint smile. "I think you'll find him useless," I said evenly, since he already lost his most important tools back when he was sitting at our dinner table. That wiped the smirk off her face. She blinked, confused. "What the hell are you talking about?" I leaned forward, still calm, still collected, and said, "You'll find out soon." For the first time in months, she didn't have a quick comeback. That confidence, the one she'd worn like armor since she started cheating, began to crack. She didn't realize I'd been ahead of her for a while now. I had known. I saw the signs months ago. Her sudden late nights at work, the obsessive attention to her appearance, the way she guarded her phone like it contained state secrets. But I didn't confront her. Not then. I watched. I waited. I set up hidden cameras in the house. Installed tracking software. I followed her once, discreetly. I gathered everything I needed, and I learned more than she could have ever imagined. His name was Daniel. Mid-30s, average build, smug face. He had no clue I knew who he was. And better yet, he had no clue I'd been digging into his life the way I had. Turns out her devoted lover had quite the colorful history. Criminal records, mounting debt, a job he lied about, and a penchant for underage girls that he tried to hide behind fake usernames. But nothing stays hidden forever. That night, I pretended to head to bed early, leaving Claire in the living room. I watched from my hidden feed as she fixed her makeup and texted him. "He's coming over," I whispered to myself, watching her phone light up with his response. A short time later, Daniel strolled into my house like he owned it, kissed Claire, and dropped onto the couch like he lived there. He had no idea that his freedom was already hanging by a thread. I let them get comfortable, watched them pour drinks, laugh, touch. Then I made my move. I sent the anonymous tip I'd been holding on to. Minutes later, the shriek of police sirens filled the air. Blue and red lights lit up the night as half a dozen officers stormed my house, bursting to the front door with guns drawn. Daniel barely had time to stand before he was tackled and shoved against the wall. "Daniel Carter," one officer barked, "you're under arrest for fraud, embezzlement, and possession of illegal material. You have the right to remain silent." Claire screamed. "What the hell is going on?" she shrieked. I walked slowly down the stairs, watching it all unfold. Claire turned to me, her face pale, her mouth agape. "You!" she whispered, horror in her eyes. "You did this." I smiled. "Of course I did. What did you think? That I'd just let you and your criminal boyfriend turn our home into your little love nest?" She lunged at me, fury replacing fear, but a cop pulled her back. I raised an eyebrow. "Careful, sweetheart. You're still legally my wife. And once I'm through with you, you'll wish you weren't." As Daniel was hauled out in cuffs, I didn't stop there. I showed Claire everything. His criminal background, his disgusting chat logs, financial fraud, his record of trying to solicit minors. All of it, laid out like a buffet of betrayal. "I didn't know," she muttered weakly. "No," I said coldly. "You didn't care." I let her sink deeper into despair. I told her to check our bank accounts. She did, trembling hands fumbling with her phone. I'd emptied the joint account weeks ago. Every purchase she made on him, every dinner, every hotel, was tracked and logged. I documented it all, and the divorce papers had already been filed earlier that day. And the house? It was mine. She'd signed a prenup, without even reading the fine print. Her voice cracked. "You bastard. You can't do this." I already did. I left her there, broken and stunned, and walked out. But I wasn't done yet. Her phone started buzzing later that night. First one message, then another, and another. Screenshots, videos. evidence of the affair, the open marriage contract she had smugly suggested. It was all being shared across our family's group chat, our friends' threads, even in our neighborhood watch forum. Her reputation? Shattered. Her job? Gone. Her family? Embarrassed and silent. Her so-called lover? Denied bail and facing years in prison. The scandal was everywhere, and she was the center of it. She called me that night, voice broken, sobbing. Please, I made a mistake. I have nowhere to go. I listened for a while, let her plead. Then I simply said, not my problem, and hung up. She kept texting. I ignored every message. A few days later, she showed up at my doorstep. Her once perfect appearance was in ruins. Hair a mess, eyes red and swollen. Please, she whispered. I need your help. I have no one else. I looked at her like a stranger. What happened to your devoted lover? She looked away, ashamed. He won't answer. I chuckled. Yeah, neither will I. And I shut the door. She collapsed on the steps, crying into her hands. But I felt nothing. She had made her choices. Now she could live with them. I moved on, thriving while she watched everything burn around her, alone, humiliated, and ruined.